tuned in. You've tuned in because you're smart and you like to be up on the now and the no. That's why you're here. Seattle Connected once again, another fun-filled episode. Today, I'm here with none other than Kyra Gaines. Who's Kyra Gaines? Well, you tuned in, so you're going to find out. She is a personal trainer, a fitness trainer, and she is just a trainer of good living, good well-being. She wants to help you take care of yourself so you can be the best you that you deserve. Of course, that brings me to our guest, Kyra Gaines. Welcome to Seattle Connected.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Was the intro okay? I always have to ask my guests.
Oh, it was great. I'm like, oh boy, what are you going to say?
Yeah,
no,
it's a lot to live up to, right?
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me, for sure.
Yeah, how was the commute?
Not so bad. You know, it's raining, and it's always interesting to me. Obviously, living in Seattle, we should be used to the rain by now.
This
but
is true.
Folks be driving crazy.
I'm telling you.
I don't understand. So, anyways.
Yeah,
it was
more
good,
people need to take light rail, public transportation,
Yes.
Uber.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, Miss Kyra, I guess we'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
What was your athletic background like, or did you not get into anything until later on, or were you always that active kid?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So, for as long as I can remember, I've always been pretty active, and I really attribute that to my parents. My dad, he was always like, we're always running to the grocery store, just always moving, always outside. Yeah. And so I really appreciate him for kind of instilling those values of me for kind of earlier on that has now transferred to my adulthood life of the importance of movement and moving our bodies.
Yeah. And
so, yeah, I've always been the active kid, though. Track and field was always kind of like my primary sport. But I've played all basketball, volleyball, a little bit of tennis. Yeah. So I was always that kid, though.
With everything. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know it helps for a lot of kids because sometimes, you have kids where they have a hard time staying still. Mm-hmm. I was that kid, like I could finish my work and then I'm like, all right, what next? What am I going to do?
Right.
What am I gonna do? So you have to find somewhere to, channel that energy in a positive way,
yes.
but
yes.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what's up. So you've always been an active person. So when did you decide to enter the world of being a personal trainer or fitness expert that you are?
Mm-hmm. So honestly, personal training, I really feel like it found me.
Okay.
Like, again, I've always been active, and so like friends, family would see that. They would reach out to me like, hey, what should I do in the gym? Or, hey, can I work out with you? And so that kind of gradually built into now like my business.
Yeah.
And so both my parents are entrepreneurs, and so they've always instilled like, hey, have a side hustle always. Yeah, you're in school.
Yeah.
You need a job. And so that gradually, I was going to school, and I would train people outside of that, outside of track practice.
Yeah.
And then now I have a whole business centered around wellness.
Okay. Shout out to your parents.
Yes.
Yes. That's what's up. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
I did my homework. I was, talking to some people
Okay.
and they were like, well, ask her this, ask her that.
Yeah.
So is there such a thing as good carbs?
Well, David, if you're asking me, honey, they're all good.
Yeah, they're
all good in moderation, right?
Okay.
Honestly, and this is kind of my struggle with, I feel like, with personal trainers is unless you are educated in the background with dietitian, I don't make any dietary recommendations.
Okay.
And so, yes, there are good carbs, there are necessarily bad carbs, but we are all individuals and we're all going to need different things. And so I encourage my clients, my members, to seek out a, qualified dietitian. They're going to take proper assessments and tests for you to know what you should be indulging.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I think sometimes when people decide they want to try to be more active and have a healthier lifestyle, they think it means, all right, I'm not going to eat anything.
Yeah, that's not the case.
and that's not good. And it's impossible. Plus, it's not healthy. It's not safe.
At all.
So now when you work with your clients, that's so cool. Like you got clients.
Yes.
You're doing it. Yes. So when you work with your clients, do you have like a copy paste kind of plan for them, or does it just depend on the individual themselves, like what they're looking to achieve? Or
So with all my clients, everyone comes through a consultation
okay.
before we do any workout. I like to get just kind of general assessment of what their needs are, and I let them tell me that. There is like a proper, I would say, kind of like testing tool just to get a good gauge of kind of where they are in their fitness level and experience. And then from there, I build out a plan from that. So no, there is no like one plan fits all, because we all going to need something a little bit different.
Right.
And we all come in with different experiences. And so I like to really incorporate that into the plan that I built for them.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. It's not a one size fits all kind of thing, because, all of our bodies are different.
Correct.
And, we all have our own needs and what we're trying to, get out of the training, which is cool. So how many clients would you say you've had, and however long you've been doing this for? She's like, really?
Oh man, right? I don't know. I've been doing this now for probably, seriously, I would say about like 6 years.
Okay.
I train at different studios, and I've come across so many people.
Yeah.
I can't even give you a number. Yeah. I've interacted with some people. It's been a one experience that's really all they really needed, just to get basic information. They like realize like, oh, I need to seek out a dietitian. Oh, I probably I need a person who specializes in certain practices.
Yes.
And so I do like more like preventative work, but again, it's going to look different for everyone. And so a lot of times it's just getting basic information people didn't know, getting the resources that they need, and I refer them to elsewhere sometimes.
Okay. Now, what would you say as far as like getting people to the information that they might not know within the African American community? Do you ever come across people who are like, I want to get started, but I don't know how, or they have this myth of what it means to be healthy? Or do you run into that ever with any of your clients? Or?
I would like to say to that is, a lot of times, especially within the African American community, there's just not a lot of education around certain issues, especially with our like demographic. And so being that that's kind of like where my experience is in, I'm able to just provide that for them. And again, if I'm a good fit, yes, obviously come on in. We have room for all. If it's something a little bit more kind of like outside my lane, again, coming back to like that dietitian piece, excuse me, and then I'm going to refer them elsewhere. And then that's why I'm always trying to network and also refer them to other Black-owned establishments as well, who specialize in that practice that they may need.
Okay. And you can always refer them to Seattle Connected podcast. That's what we do
Facts.
to connect the community.
Correct. Connect us,
in many areas.
This is how we build.
Yes, this is true. Now, I got a question for you. This is a good one.
Okay.
Have you ever caught one of your clients coming out of a fast food restaurant, or you're driving by and you're like, hey, that wasn't on the diet. That wasn't on the plan. Put that cheeseburger away. Those curly fries look good, but put those away.
Yeah. No, I haven't, not in real life, but I will say, no, we're in the social media age, so everything's being recorded.
They're watching what they post.
Right. Yep. And so I have had folks who have like called out, maybe we had an appointment or a class, and like, I'm not feeling well. I'm like, okay, they give grace always. Yeah. And then I'll be scrolling later on, like, oh, okay, yeah, you was out having a good time. Yeah. And honestly, it's no judgment. I want you to live a whole life. Yes, we get in, we focus, we get in our workout in. There's something wrong with going out and having a good time, and then maybe you need a day to recover. But yeah, get your butt back in the gym the following week.
Yeah,
so
like you
it's
said,
a very non-judgmental type of thing, though. So
that helps.
I want you to be your whole self.
You're not going to shame anybody
at all. Yeah, we got enough of that.
Okay, yeah, there's too much of that in the world.
Correct.
Too much body shaming, and just it's not good for anyone's self-esteem. No matter where you're starting.
I lived through all that for so long, and that's why it was so important to me to build a space where there's a sense of belonging, especially for Black folk, right? Yeah. And so I want people to feel safe. I want them to be able to come in as their authentic selves. What that might look different again for everyone. And so having a space to be able to do that, I think it's just pretty, I don't know, it's incredible work that I do. So
Now, do you work with a wide range of clients, or as far as age goes, or is it more young adults? Is it seniors?
yeah, it's pretty diverse demographic. You know, I was in Seattle, like Ballard area for a few years. And that was one thing I noticed with coming to like more like South Seattle, like Renton area. Definitely a more mature demographic. And it's just, I don't know, it's really cool just to see how the abilities our bodies are able to, things that we're able to do. And so don't think just because someone might be up in age that there's a limit, right?
Right.
I've seen folks who have, he said, hey, when I was younger, yeah, I was a star athlete and I kind of lost my way throughout life. Things happen. And then now I just want to get back to feeling good again. And so that's
like
what we're
that.
here for.
Just feeling good.
Just feeling good.
I like
Just
that.
feeling good.
Now, how much water would you say is appropriate to consume daily, or you should try to? Because I know myself, I feel like when I drink more water, I just feel lighter. I feel like I have like a little bit more energy. Yeah. Oomph. And I notice on the days I don't, I might feel a little more sluggish.
Okay.
Could that be maybe lack of water, or?
Yeah, it could mean a lot of different things. Water is definitely important for everyone.
Yes.
Right. I think it really is going to come back again to like your lifestyle, and then again, seek out a dietitian. They're going to tell you exactly what you need. Run assessments. There's so many factors into it, and that's why again I preach and I practice. What's going to work for some might not work for others.
Yeah.
You know, yes, we all need water. As how much we consume, that's going to look different for everyone.
Okay. This is true. How many times a week do you try to work out, get in the gym?
So pretty much, I'm going pretty hard Monday through Friday. I teach a class on Saturday.
Okay.
I don't really count that as
Tell
my
us
workout.
about that. No, that works. That counts. Tell us about that. Okay.
So I do teach a HIIT class at 9 a.m. on Saturdays. But that I'm more like coaching. I'm not necessarily working out myself. I will do demonstrations and whatnot. I don't really count that as a workout, but during the weekends, I like to hike with my dog and get outdoors a little bit. You know, we're in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, so I take advantage of that.
Yes, it's important. You said a HIIT class?
Yes, high intensity interval training.
I was going to
So
say.
a little bit of cardio, a little bit of strength.
I was going to lie and say for the people at home who don't know, but that would include myself. I don't know.
You're
so.
good.
All right, cool.
You're good, yeah. I love it.
And that's from 9 to?
9 to 10. It's a 60-minute class.
Yeah.
Warm up, cool down, about 35 minutes of partnered work.
Okay.
And so we have a good time.
Nice.
We have a good time.
So now Monday through Friday, do you do personal training or do you teach classes throughout those days?
So I teach both. Pretty much we have, you can go on the website, check it out, wellnessgainsrenton.com.
One more time.
Have Wellness Gains. It's my last name, Gaines. Renton.com. I know, right?
Man.
I'm never changing my last name.
No,
So
you
shout out
better
to my
not.
future husband.
Yeah, Wellness Gains.
It will be hyphenated.
Yes, I like that. That's part of the package. Like, hey,
It came with it, right?
you got to roll with it
Right?
or roll
It was
out.
destined. So pretty much
Gains
wellnessgainsrenton.com.
Okay.
Yes, and so we have a HIIT class. That's our cardio and strength based class.
Okay.
We have strength training every day. It's a major muscle group that we work out on. So like, for example, on Mondays, we call it push day. That's our chest, our triceps, our front delts.
Okay.
And every day it's going to be a major muscle group. We also offer, we call Steel Gains. It's a kettlebell training class that kind of incorporates pretty much everything. Really cool. And our last class is yoga. And that, again, everything's meant to be complementary with your strength training. You know, you need the flexibility, you need the endurance, you need the cardio. We need it all. And so it was specifically designed to complement every class you can take. That way you're working pretty much everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So now with your classes, are there levels to it? Is like I'm a beginner, so can I come
Mhm.
in there? Will I like, oh man, this is killing me,
Mhm.
or
Mhm. So I like to say we welcome everybody,
everybody?
every experience. And
Literally
so there is no
everybody.
shame for the person who is maybe like the fitness enthusiast who's
Mm-hmm.
been at this for years versus someone who has completely no experience. We really build it to meet you where you're at.
Yeah.
So you come in, this is a completely new space for some people. It causes a lot of anxiety, and I recognize that as someone who's been in the space for a long time. I never get away from that, and so even more so for these folks, I want them to feel very just comfortable in the space and know that there's no judgment. We're gonna start where you're at today and build from that. There's always
Yeah.
room to grow for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's important to establish that from the door, because some people might feel intimidated
Yeah.
or look at you or look at the person next to them and say,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm supposed to be that now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? This is a little bit much. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But knowing that the door is open and you accept everyone,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Everybody.
after that first time, I know they're like, you know what? I can do this.
Thank you.
I can do this again. I'm coming
Build
back.
the confidence.
Yeah.
And it was like, you come in, you see some people who might be lifting a lot of weight. And it's like, oh man, I'm not there. I'm like, hey, that's okay. We're going to start. Let's start with your body weight. We all got a little bit of that, right? And let's work on getting familiar with kind of the technique, the movements, get you more comfortable, and just build from that. Don't feel the need that you got to conquer this mountain today. You can just work your way up. So
Like that. You're very positive, and I think that's what a lot of us need. Not only working out, but just in the world, because it's really important to come into a space where you feel comfortable, you feel wanted, you feel like you're not going to be judged. And because that's half the battle right there. So if you're like,
not belonging.
Kyra Gaines at
wellnessgainsrenton.com.
wellnessgainsrenton.com. She's going to, work with me, and it's a partnership.
Correct.
She's not someone who's looking down on me like, get you haven't worked out in a month. You're like, no judgment. Come on, let's get to work. Let's get busy.
And David, I've had folks who start and they, life happens. I might not see them for a while, and I'll call them, check on them. And my question is, why aren't you here? It's, hey, how are you? What's going on? Is there anything I can do to support you? It's a really a communal feel, and I really do care about like my people. And so sometimes some people come in like, hey, like I could be paying less money here, so why? Like, what's kind of the value of coming here? And I'm like, hey, I actually care about you for one as a person. Let's start there.
Right.
You can go other places. They might not see you for years. They don't care as long as they're getting their monthly dues.
Right.
And I'm gonna personally call you and say, hey, what's going on? Is there any way I can support you? And that's kind of the differentiating. What's the word? Differentiating. Thank you.
Yes.
Factor with my studio versus other places.
Okay. So you said Wellness Games Renton. So do you have multiple locations, or are you working on that?
That's the dream.
Oh,
that is the dream.
Yeah.
So I'm intentional about today. I'm like, one day it's going to be, might be LA, it might be Atlanta. So I want to just go ahead and put that out in the atmosphere.
Yes. And what are the hours?
So pretty much Monday through Friday, we have a 6 a.m. block, and we not only do we have classes, we have open gym, and that's people to come in,
on that.
do their own thing.
Yeah.
So 6 a.m. to noon, it's a mix of classes and personal training.
Okay.
And then you have open gym time. Then we have our evening set of classes, which is usually either 5 or 5:30 to 7:30.
Okay. Nice. That's what's up, man. This has been very informative. So what do you have going on in the next month or so? Any events?
So next month or so, let's see. We are in May now.
Yes,
Happy
already.
Cinco, by the way.
Yes, come on.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yep.
What you got planned?
Come
But
on.
so next Friday we'll be at the Rainier Beach Health and Wellness Fair. It's pretty much a fair that promotes and bring the resources, make it accessible to folks in the community about different opportunities and resources that we have available in the city. And June 24th, we'll be celebrating our first year anniversary at Wellness Gains Fitness. And so I'm super excited. I really took a leap October of last year, quit my full-time job, because this has always been, again, kind of more like a side hustle. And I was like, this is really what I'm passionate about. This is what really gets me fired up. And so I'm going to go for it. Yeah. This is a crazy thing, and it makes me very kind of scared, but that you kind of want that. You want that dream to be, you don't want it to be comfortable, Right. And so that's what this has been, and I'm so glad I took that leap, because every day, I don't care how exhausted I am, I go to bed at night feeling like, okay, I am walking in my purpose. Yeah. I'm not just here, I am fully living out what I do. I really feel like God has called me to do. This is the work I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah.
Yep. Being happy is something that is overlooked, and you can't put a price tag on happiness. Sure.
That's it. And it is hard work. It is a grind, but I encourage my peers. Some people are kind of on the fence, should I do it? Should I not? I'm like, hey, whatever gets you fired up, go for it. Yeah. Don't care about, you'll figure out the details later. This is not like a straight line planned thing. I really just kind of, again, I'm a firm believer in letting the God, the universe, whatever it is for you, lead you, and walking in that. And that is what Wellness Gains is to me.
That's what's up. And I didn't ask you, I should have asked you earlier, but now are you Washington native, or did you move here?
Pretty much. Yeah. So my dad was military. Okay. We moved here years ago. I was born in Florida. We lived different places, but my roots, I truly feel, are in Washington. We've lived all over. Okay. On base, Tacoma, Kent, Seattle. So, yeah.
Okay. What part of Florida?
Tallahassee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have some family in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like to say I'm a Southern girl roots wise, but I'm living that PNW lifestyle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Welcome. This is home now, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Okay, well, thank you so much for stopping by, Kyra. I really appreciate it. All the information you gave the audience at home, myself, and, pass it on to the next person, right?
For sure, yes, and thank you for having me.
And before you go, would you like to tell everyone at home how they can get a hold of you, or if they have any more questions?
Okay, yeah. And so if you're on any social media platform-wise, whether it be TikTok, Meta, Instagram, Wellness Gains, and again, it's my last name, so Gaines. Wellness Gains should pop right up for you. Located right in the Fairwood part of Renton. Okay. And love to see y'all there.
All right. Any shout-outs?
Shout out to my Wellness Gains squad. Y'all have been rolling with me since day one. Beautiful community. To my parents, all my loved ones, and my friends, thank you for your prayers and just supporting me throughout this journey. And shout out to you, David.
Thank you.
For just, again, welcoming
me.
I
appreciate that. Appreciate that. It's part of building a strong community, right?
For facts.
That's right. And thank you guys at home for watching once again. I appreciate it. And remember, it's okay to take care of others, but please make sure you take care of yourself. Until next time, stay connected. Peace.